Hey guys, MD Prepper here with a bit of an impulse buy that I picked up today at the local gun show. Let me first say that I've had a terrible couple of weeks at work. Just a lot of stressful stuff going on with myself and the rest of the staff, and a lot of problems out there. But you know what? We conquered them all. We kicked butt and took names these last couple of weeks. And as of yesterday, my staff and I were sitting around talking, kind of decompressing and de-stressing after all the chaos that is the world of healthcare. And we were all stressed out, and a bunch of us were going to the gun show today. And we all pretty much said, you know what? If there's anything out there we really wanted to buy, we're going to buy it. One of my lead staff is going to be, hopefully, talking to me on Monday about their new Smith & Wesson 6.86 Distinguished Combat Magnum. Got somebody out there looking for a 308 battle rifle, all sorts of fun stuff. So hopefully we're getting well armed. I went there today and looked around and saw a lot of fun stuff, and decided to pick up this Caracal 9mm pistol that I've heard so much about recently. New import here from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. You may remember Abu Dhabi from the place that Garfield used to send, or try to send, Nermal to, his nemesis. So, great pistol, German designed, made in the Arab world. This may just be the Glock killer. This is the compact version, the Caracal C for compact. They also make the F, which is the full-size version, and the SC, the subcompact. I'm not seeing the subcompact, only seeing the F and the C, and I picked up the C today, just, again, on an impulse buy. I chose well. I chose very, very well. I'm a very happy camper with this pistol. Now, this is just initial impressions here for this gun. Show that this thing's been safety checked, but I'll be doing more reviews here in the future on this thing. Just took it out today, a couple hours after I bought it, and already pumped 150 rounds through this thing, and it is one heck of a tack driver. Like I said, German design, designed by one of the guys who did some of the Steyr pistols. Much deeper grip here. Bore axis on this thing is much lower even than your standard Glock, which is renowned for its low axis there. This thing fires beautifully. Fantastic trigger on this thing. Much better than your standard Glock. It feels a lot like some of the trigger jobs I have felt on some Glocks that have had some money spent on them. I don't have the trigger pull and all that right now at the moment. I will be doing future vids on this, but brakes super smooth, super clean, very accurate, straight out of the box. Like I said, I took it home, put some lubrication on it, took it down to my pistol range, and put 50 rounds through it at a reasonably slow pace, and then put another 100 rounds through it. So we'll show that target here in a second, but this is a darn good looking pistol here. Much better lines on it than Glock, much smoother overall, better smooth edges and whatnot. Just a great, great pistol. I thought they were kind of ugly up front when I first saw the pictures online, but when I actually held one, loved it. Absolutely loved it. As much as I like this, I will almost certainly be going out and buying the full-size version, and maybe in the subcompact once I get my hands on one. Like I said, this is as close to a Glock killer as I've ever seen. Much, much better than the Glock, and I say that even though I love Glocks. Polymer frame, truly ambidextrous. You've got your left side magazine release here and the right side here. They do not have to be switched out at all. They are good to go from the start. So left side, right side, good to go. You just can't push both sides at the same time because it rotates back and forth. We'll talk about that later. Metal magazine, polymer base, 15 rounds in the compact version, 18 rounds in the full size. So the full size is a little bit better than your standard Glock. Fires very well. Back of the magazine is blank and flat there, unlike your standard Glocks. You can see how many rounds you got in it here on the side. Not quite as friendly to read as your Glock that has every single round, but this is perfectly fine. Don't know what the trigger pull is on this, but whatever. Has an accessory rail up front right there for all your accessory needs. One of the best things about this pistol, which some of you may complain about, are the sights. First of all, let me say there are two style of sights you can get for this gun. You can get kind of your standard style sights, your front post here, and your dot here on the back, you know. Your dot and post style here. That I'm not a fan of. I did not pick those up. I got the quick view sights, the quick acquisition sights, which seems simple but is quite novel, frankly, for a handgun. They actually put the rear sights of this pistol in front of the ejection port. If you see it right there, little channels right there. Now that cuts down on the length here, so it cuts down on your sight picture and all of that. So in longer distances, this is going to cut down on overall accuracy, but for a handgun, you need to get on target quick and fast. If there's something beyond 20 yards, grab your rifle and shoot it with that. This thing picks up and shoots amazingly fast, very quick on target, ridiculously quick on target. And with the high grip here and low bore axis, this thing recoils back more than it does up, and you get on target ridiculously quickly with this thing. I don't have the second 100 rounds or the 100 rounds after the first 50 to show you, because that was a used target. I already fired a bunch of other rounds at it, so you couldn't tell, but man, this thing is done well. Like I say, let me show you the sights there. There's no coloring or anything on the rear sights. They're just serrated. Front sight is just the white dot there. They do have a fiber optic sight that you can put in the front. I would expect that future versions would have options here for the front sights for tritium and whatnot. The rear sights kind of look like your standard Glock, except it was a dot and post style. You can get either one, but again, if you're just getting the standard, in my opinion, you're just getting another polymer gun, okay? Nothing unique about it. This sight option here was unique, and that's why I bought it. $350 or so. I think it was $359 maybe. Who cares? 2 magazines, 2 15-rounders there. This will fire the 18-rounders from the larger style, just like your standard Glocks, in full size, mid-size, and the subcompact. So, good to go there. Takedown, you've got 2 tabs here, if you see them right there. Disassembles just like a Glock, except that the tabs aren't here, they're back here, like some of your Steyr pistols. So, love this thing, absolutely do so far. Again, only 150 rounds so far, but this was a good impulse buy. I'm a happy camper. Now, like I said before, I fired 50 rounds, not super fast, not super slow, just sort of a fire, reacquire your target and fire again, get your sights on. Pretty good clip. I usually put 5 rounds in a semi-auto at a time, but I didn't with this one. I fired 10 in the first mag, 15 in the next, 15 in the next, and it was either another 10 or 15 in the following. So it was 50 or 55 rounds that I fired in this next target I'm going to show you. All fired flawlessly, no failures to eject, nothing at all. Real quick back on target like I said, but let me go ahead and show you the target on this thing, because this may just be some of the best shooting I've ever done. Look at that. Now that is darn impressive. A little high, a little to the left, but again, brand new gun. This is a 12 by 18 target, little splatter target from Dirty Bird right here. Wow. Just wow. I think my first round was this one. I think this was my second, and this was my third or fourth. The rest, well, you can see right there. That's 50 or 55 rounds. Can't remember exactly. I will hopefully do some other videos and show you how this thing does with rapid fire, but it's all in about there. So anyway, this is impressive. This is one heck of a handgun. Again, the very first 50 rounds I fired right there. Dead center. Very impressive. Can't say that about my Glock or any other firearm that I ever had to get used to. Picked this thing up, we were good to go. So anyway guys, I got other vids coming on this thing obviously, and we'll clearly compare this thing to a Glock 19 when I get the chance. Indie Prepper out.